Have you ever been in love before?
Have I? No, I have. I've been once, honestly. I would say so.
Once.
Yeah. So it was my first girlfriend within the country. Um, how old was I at the time? I was probably 16, 17. And how did that go? That was not a great relationship, but it was definitely a good experience. Now that I am here today, it's more of I understand the positives that I got from it than I have the negatives of just being in the relationship. I was able to learn a lot.
So what was your attitudes towards love at that time?
Well, it was very shaped by the people surrounding me and the media that I would watch. I had this very, hopeless romantic perspective on love, in that, this is the person I'm gonna marry, we're gonna have a family, this. I'm thinking of all these things in the future. Granted, again, I was only 16, 17 at the time, so this was still a very premature understanding. Always trying to reach that end goal of one day we'll get married and all that, you fail to focus on the things that you're supposed to focus on in the moment, I think. I had trouble adjusting things in my life to help the relationship. Okay, so have you ever been in love?
Yes, I have been in love
Ah.
once in my life.
And when was that?
It's actually current.
And how has this experience been for you so far?
It's been interesting. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself and how I act when I care about someone in that way. I think I've always felt like platonic love, but in terms of like romantic love, it's something still new to me and I'm still learning about it.
So what was your idea of romantic love prior to this and now this currently?
Prior to this, probably like very hopeless romantic. I also watched a lot of rom-coms, a lot of like dramas. It was all very like idealistic maybe. I don't know what love was supposed to feel like. I still don't really know how to describe it actually.
Your idea of love, how has that been influenced by the people around you?
I think personally, growing up in kind of, I don't want to call it a broken home because that means that like there's only one type of family that is like considered normal or whatever. But like coming from a family where my parents were divorced, I didn't see like a relationship even. Like most of the time I wasn't in a house where there were people who were in a relationship or together. So I think that's why I went to rom-coms to like see what love was supposed to be like, because I didn't have anything like physical or tangible to like look at.
No, because I had like something similar growing up. Well, my parents aren't divorced, but growing up, because my parents are much older, my dad's like in his 60s, my mom's in her 50s. They've had their time being like, that lovey-dovey honeymoon couple. So growing up, it was already past that point. I didn't get to see my parents interact that much because they're always working, right? I barely see the both of them together unless it's at the dinner table. So it's like, again, just not having that idea to base it off.
Apart from like romance and stuff, like in general, I have been shown a lot of love just from like friendships actually. I think when you love someone, you feel very like there's like a stability to it, like someone you can always go to, someone you trust. That's my current like view on like romance has kind of been built off of like platonic love. I didn't have like a first love in high school or like when I was younger. I have learned very much solely through like friendships. That's why that's a pretty important thing to me when it comes to love.
That's fair enough. That's a good like understanding of it. I remember growing up, so I was like the exact opposite. So I would have like a new crush every single week. I was the hopeless romantic that was like, if I keep shooting, eventually my shot will hit. It was, yeah, what you were saying before, like with being able to platonically love, was able to give you a better idea on what romantic love could be like.
So what attitude do you want to have towards love in the future?
I think it's just kind of want to dial it back, live in the moment more. I think I just want to slow down. What about you? What do you think your attitude would be in the future?
I'd say currently I'm very much like take it as it goes. After so long, like such a long time of me like building up to something more tangible, something more like
Realistic or?
Yeah, realistic. It has to be natural and you shouldn't be always wondering if the other person even cares about you at all. That's like one of the biggest lessons I've probably learnt. And I think because I didn't experience any of that in high school, I've kind of had to catch up. I expect my mindset will grow and change a little bit.
Yeah, it's like good to take your time with it.
Yeah.